Hi, friends. Trigger warning. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of the Lord Fire Squad podcast. One episode that really resonated with our audience was on religious trauma. We want to continue to create a space to validate your experiences and feelings. So, we decided to continue the conversation. On this week's episode, we talked with one of our close friends about her experience at a religiously conservative institution. In this conversation, we discussed themes of sexual violence and religious extremism. Take this into account for when and where you listen. We believe these conversations are important, and we value creating a safe space to continue talking about these issues. Enjoy the show.
My name's Mandy. Welcome back to the pod.
My name is Miguel.
I'm Barbie.
And today we have a guest. Welcome, Amanda Faz.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Welcome to the pod. Amanda Faz is another person that we grew up with in the church. Her mom used to teach us Sabbath school.
Sabbath
school.
And as far as I remember, she was like one of the favorite of the Pathfinder
Yeah,
teachers.
Yeah, we actually wanted her on the pod.
She would always give
settle
us
it.
tips for like memorizing our Bible verses.
True.
So good.
She was the best.
Oh, good time.
Good times, honestly.
I like how we're like hyping up Norma and
what I'm
Foz is the one
saying.
that's
I know,
here.
right? I'm like, should I call her? I can leave.
Call her up. Yeah, but just one of the things, we all grew up together. So we've known each other for long time.
I mean, just as long as we've all known each other.
actually,
Yeah.
that's true.
Same amount of time.
So good.
Actually, I think I met Amanda Faz first.
I think you did.
Before
yeah.
you guys.
That's true.
And I think we all came into the church at the same time. We just like didn't, I don't know, because I remember meeting Barbie and Linda way before I met Miguel and Mandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true because we're the OGs. We've been there.
So Foz, we've known you like 12 plus years. We grew up together. We're like family. We're all family at this point.
Yeah.
And then you disappeared.
Correct.
So what were you doing?
Correct.
Well,
And I feel
yeah, what
like
have you been up to?
I feel like that's something I do. Like I kind of just go into hiding, then I come back out
You
again.
do. You honestly
She
do.
moves in silence.
Honestly, sometimes the group chat, I'm like, where's she been?
It's so true.
Months
like,
and months. She's like, guys, literally the last time she's like, guys, please don't delete me from the group chat. She's like, I'm here. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
And that was months
Empty
ago.
promises.
It was months ago.
But before we get into our history and everything, let's like do a little update. Let's go around the room.
So, Miguel, why don't you start?
Well, Barbie and I just got back from Mexico.
Hmm.
It was super cool. I think it was super. The weather just takes it out of you. Oh my god! Like we were there, and
Was it
by
humid?
noon we were so
It
tired.
was humid and it was pretty hot.
You were probably dehydrated.
I don't think so. I drank a lot of water.
Okay.
I caught an
You know-
attitude.
you
I'll tell
know-
you that.
I said, all right.
You know what was fun? Was like there was these monkeys that made like really freaky noises.
That was scary.
I'm gonna look it up actually. Can I
Did
look
you?
it up?
Well, while Barbie's looking that up, I like
during the
interpret.
night?
It literally.
Interpret. I'm gonna say the
Let me
monkey
make it
noises
out right
he's gonna
now.
translate.
I'm gonna make like what it sound. I dead ass. I'm gonna make it sound like what it sounded
Okay.
like. But
And
when
then
I
we'll confirm.
But it was at night. We'd be pulling up back to the hotel, and you would just hear.
Okay. In my head, it sounded more like this.
That's terrifying.
Maybe we do it at the same time. It'll be the perfect sound. 1, 2, 3.
Like literally.
That's my stomach right now.
Father is so
Foz
mad we
pulled
didn't
up to the
provide
podcast. She's
dinner.
like, "Where's the dinner?"
I'm gonna play it. I looked up a clip on YouTube. This is what the monkey sounds like. Hold on. Not the ad.
Not the ad.
Okay, wait, she can't afford YouTube. No,
We can't afford this.
honestly.
Oh yeah. That's like classic Rainforest Cafe noises right there.
Like,
Richie, are you picking that up?
imagine hearing that in the dead of
Literally.
night, just like, like, bro, I was like, what is that?
It was actually pretty scary. I
pretty
thought that
surround
was like a
sound.
monster.
Were you guys able to sleep with that?
Yeah.
Well, it was. Did you hear it at night?
She said
It
so
was
peaceful.
like it was
more like during the
7 p.m.
evening, yeah.
7 p.m. Like it was okay. We're writing down. But by nighttime, it wasn't like I was woken up in the night by like that noise.
I would
That would've been
cry.
Crazy. But in the morning, sometimes
Were they like big
Yikes.
monkeys or like cute little?
they're
We-
tiny.
And they
I
make
never
that
saw
sound?
it. Did you see
Those
it?
were the same monkeys that we saw in the room.
No, no way.
Yes, they were.
No, no,
Here's
no, no,
literally
no,
a
no,
fucking
no.
Picture of it right now.
Those were like little black monkeys.
That's literally they're howler monkeys.
Well,
They're
they were
small. They're
howling.
small and cute.
So scared. I would
But
hate
they
that.
just make such a
No,
loud
it
noise.
was scary.
Probably maybe.
Okay, so
What did you say?
What?
Probably mating. Honestly.
Ew.
Well, that's what one of the surgeons said. He was like, "That's their mating call."
Ah.
because cats do the same thing. They make like a horrible
Bro,
noise.
they
They're
start
like,
screaming.
Yeah.
and that's the mating.
What do your
call.
cats do?
They scream,
No, they don't do
bro.
that. It's usually like the feral cats. On
yeah,
the
the ones
street.
outside.
and they sound like babies crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? That's scary.
So besides the monkeys, anything else or?
Well, we got
Sorry, I was
back.
like-
I mean, well, no, we
No,
got
no.
back. I mean, I'm doing good.
That's good.
I'm doing good. Going to Seattle tomorrow.
Cute.
Wait, sorry. I just want to cut in. It's not for mating. It's to let others know where their territory is.
Ooh.
Their
Alert-
territory.
Territory, alerting them to stay away. So I think they saw Miguel pull up and they were like,
And Miguel
Get
definitely
out.
stayed away.
Well, I was pulling out to my hotel room. Like,
yeah.
what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
Um,
All right,
yeah.
So Miguel's going to Seattle.
I'm going to Seattle. What are you doing?
Cute.
Oh, that's it? For what?
Just to visit friends. My
Didn't
two
know you
friends
had
who
any.
Flight tomorrow or driving?
fly tomorrow.
Cute.
So I got to be up bright and early. Let's finish this
How
episode.
long are you gonna be there?
Till like
Let's
Sunday.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I was kind of like feeling I wanted to do something for Easter's. I was
That's
like,
what I said.
It's
I
gonna
was
be
like,
raining.
no way.
Well, this weekend.
On the
gonna be raining
day
this
that our
weekend.
Lord
But
has
you're doing
risen?
like a little house party, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little game night.
Yes,
Cute.
I'm down to come.
Okay,
Yes.
Cute.
What's new with me? Well, I'm booked and busy. Like I'm editing stuff. I'm gonna shoot a short film this weekend, and then I have a photo
Who's short
shoot.
film?
It's just people that I met through networking. I don't even
Hey, look at you
can't even trust it.
networking.
Yeah, I can't even trace it back. It's been a
Okay.
while back that I,
Also, the music video you just did.
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
it's coming out.
Yeah,
it came
it
out.
looks
It's
really
it's
good.
really
Came out today.
good. Yeah, it came out so good. I'm so excited. Like,
Do you
it just
know-
it just came out really good.
Do you know when your doc from the mission trip is gonna come out?
No, dude, I feel like it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
like a lot
it's
of
a lot of
footage
footage.
to
so-
edit, and
Yeah.
but like hopefully within the month or two.
You're not editing it though, right?
I am.
Oh, you are.
Yeah,
She
Damn,
is a one-woman
okay,
band.
One-woman show.
Not anymore. I got a crew. Richie's my audio guy.
Hey.
but yeah. So yeah, just been a little busy on that end, but
How's the unemployed corporate life? No more corporate job.
that's what I'm saying. Like I need to be on top of it more though, because like people have been reaching out to me for freelance stuff, and I'm like lazy. Like I take too long to respond to their DMs, and I'm like, bro, this is my only source of income now. I can't do this. Like,
Yeah, you gotta be a hustler.
so you have to be more on top of like self.
That's good. People are reaching out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
So yeah, so that's me.
Foz, what are you up
Foz,
to?
what are you up to?
So I work every day, Monday through Friday in the mornings. I'm a job coach for Goodwill, and I really love what I do. I was just telling Mandy though about this before the pod, but sometimes it's challenging, but it's a lot of fun.
Can you
Yeah,
walk
but,
us
like,
through
what's a
that?
job
Like,
coach?
because Goodwill, it's a
Hires.
thrift store.
Yeah, so it's actually so huge, and I didn't even realize like how big the company is until I started working there. But they have different departments, and one of the main things that they do is they help individuals with disabilities find employment. So
Wow, that's sick.
So I have a group of 4, and they have different intellectual disabilities, and I support them at their job at Goodwill. We work.
Oh,
the
so
one-
they work at Goodwill.
Yeah, and they receive their paycheck, everything, minimum wage, just like
hope so.
everyone else. Yeah, that actually changed after the pandemic though, because before that
It was
get,
unpaid?
they'd get paid, but very little.
No
And then-
way.
Yeah, and then
Damn,
there
that's
was like
fucked up.
something that happened, and now they're getting paid minimum.
As
like
they
everyone else.
should.
Yeah,
That's
honestly,
crazy.
so we work every day 2 hours in the morning at the Costa Mesa Goodwill. And then we do like different activities in the community. And I do drop off and pick up at their house.
Oh, of
I'm
them.
I'm driving a lot. A lot.
Do they
of-
give you a car?
It's my car.
Do they pay you the gas
They better
mileage?
pay for the gas.
I get paid mileage. Yeah, I do.
But you know, mileage is never like.
But like honestly,
Worth
I was gonna
it.
say 90%, maybe like 85. It's driving. You're just driving the whole
Wow.
time. Yeah.
Are you hired like through Goodwill? So Goodwill pays for this for you to help these employees?
So basically, like these individuals, they have a regional center counselor, and then the counselor works with HR Goodwill, and they set up these programs and stuff like that.
That's
So
pretty cool.
so the parents of these individuals do like pay for them to be in a program like this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
That's
I
a
like
really
it.
good,
And you like it?
noble
I love
job.
it. I love
Oh,
it.
that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is your job? Like,
So
do you just
She picks them
like
up. And,
like babysit them? Is that the wrong
It's
word?
kinda-
You oversee them.
I'm responsible for them. Yeah, like their safety, their well-being.
Wow.
Do you have a
like-
favorite?
So I don't want to say I have a favorite, but there's definitely one that I lean towards more because he needs more support. Yeah, I don't know. Can I say names? Do I? Like,
no.
No, don't say names. Okay, but we'll
She
not
says
allow
names,
it.
addresses. No, but you were telling Mandy a funny story before we started the pod.
Love him though. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mandy was asking me like, well, what was it? If
Oh,
like,
I was asking if you ever have to like set strong boundaries because I know sometimes working with people on the spectrum, you have to like set strong boundaries even though they're
Exactly.
adults.
like sometimes it could be like inappropriate. and
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
don't
that.
know.
So I was mentioning that like one of them, like he'll be at work and he'll just like randomly like hot girls, hot girls.
He's just like me.
And then like I turn because I'm like, wait, where? And like sure enough, there'll be like a pretty girl right there, and then we have to remind him like, you can't say that.
kind of onto something though.
He says it out loud like that?
And then also too, it'll be like old man or like yeah. So
That's
no,
so
Is he ever
no
like
filter.
ugly?
So he's just like reading everybody.
No.
I walk in,
He
he's like
reads you for
F slur. I walk in trying to buy a shirt, F slur.
No, here's the thing. Like he's so because a lot of these individuals like they have no filter, and I
Yeah.
love that about them.
Yeah, that
It's so
sounds fun.
wholesome. You learn so much with working with people like this. It's just
Are they like on the spectrum?
yeah.
Have you guys seen
definitely.
Love on the Spectrum? Is it kind of like that, like those guys?
I'm watching it.
I think that show's kind of cute. I
I
always
love the guy
wonder
that-
though. I'm like,
so
I hope they're
wholesome.
not being like taken advantage of.
Oh,
You know.
on the show.
Some- no,
Yeah, because like it's a
definitely.
lot of the parents like they do get money for being on the show.
No,
so-
yeah, that's one of the things too. I was like, it's clear that they don't really want to be doing that, and I'm like, why force that on them? You know?
Oh,
Wait,
no.
really? The
Well,
guy that I
just-
see on TikTok, he's always like,
Well, I'm sure it's not always the case,
Not
but
every single one,
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
But I think the thing is the parents just don't want them to end up by themselves when
Yeah.
like they get older. So it's like they want someone.
well,
you will live in
let me
America.
ask one more question. How long have you been with Goodwill?
So I started before the pandemic. It was like a year and a half. Then I had moved to the East Coast, and I've just gotten back. So it's been a little less than a year that I've worked with them
Wow.
again. So I guess
Okay, so you worked there before.
I
the
worked there
pandemic.
before, yeah, with a different group.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it sounds like you really like it.
I like it. You meet so many different people, and a lot of these people, it like ranges from like Down syndrome, ADHD, cerebral palsy. So yeah, different things.
Oh, so it sounds like it's
Autism.
rewarding and useful, honestly.
And you learn a lot, yeah. And it's fun because they're cool.
Aw, that's cool.
And
Hot girls.
Hot girl.
Honestly, no, it's such a crack up. It's such a crack, yeah. I
That's
love
fun.
it.
Mandy, what about you? What's your update?
This week, guys, I went on a date and I actually had a great time. I'm gonna invite them to my little game night that I'm hosting,
Wow.
but I'm not getting ahead of myself. So that was good.
What did you guys do?
We went to the library. We went to the museums in LA, and we kept getting in for free.
Which museums?
Well, we went to LACMA, and then we got in for free, and I was like, oh, so we're cute.
Bitch.
Turns out
They're
it was
free.
free museum day. It was free museum day.
Like was always
All
free.
of them were free. I don't know. It's not
She's
always
so
free.
stupid.
It's not
She's
always
like, "Ooh,
free.
face card, not declined.
There was a
They're
big
giving
ass
everybody
line.
a sticker like, bitch.
Whatever. Anyways, we thought we were special. No, it's like you have to be a member for it to be free.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah. Look at Rich
Why
is looking
wouldn't-
up right now.
If you're a member, that means you pay to get in.
That's not true
That-
either
that's
because
not
when
adding
we
up.
were kids, we were members and we got
It's
it for free.
after 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's free.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking
It
because I was
wasn't
like,
after 3 p.m.
I've gone to LACMA so many times and I've never paid.
I literally saw a TikTok being like, museums
And
in
it was
LA
on the-
are being free to everybody in the
And it
public.
was on the weekend.
Girl, I don't know, but I just saw on TikTok like an announcement saying a lot of the LA museums are going to be free. So
Well,
don't think
I
you're
feel like
special.
most, like the
Yeah.
Museum of
Like the
Natural
Getty.
History is free.
Is it? No, it's not.
How
Yeah,
about
it
the tar
is.
pits?
The California Science Center, free.
No
Body
way.
Works. Body Works. We did not pay the last time
2
we were
weeks in a
there.
row, we're going to talk about
Yes,
Body
we
Works.
did.
I just want to talk about Body Works.
Okay.
anyways.
Anyways, it was free, and I did think I was going to have to pay. So
Look, it says free, Mandy. Our permanent galleries are free and do not require a reservation.
okay.
I think
And I
that's a
can
post-COVID
concur.
thing because I remember having to pay money.
No,
for
sis,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways,
Anyways.
yes, it was free. If you want to go to any of the LA museums, a lot of them are free. But yeah, it was cute. We had a good time, and that's all I want to say about it for now.
Okay, so everything went well on that date then.
Yeah, it did. And then Sunday, I had my market, and that went pretty well. It did rain. It poured rain. I had to move my setup 3 times, but
3 times? Did you guys not check the weather app before you guys like set up?
it was fine. It was fine. And then it just started. It was so sunny. It was hot, and then it started pouring rain.
So you didn't check the weather app.
we did. It was clear.
No way.
Yes.
It would have said like 20% chance of rain.
Yeah, it was 20%. That is not 100%.
That's true.
Did you know that 20%
Yes.
doesn't mean
Yes.
there's a 20% chance? It's like
going to rain.
20% of the land.
Land is raining.
Is gonna be
I
raining.
did. Yeah.
Yes.
that's
But what
crazy.
like
did not know
what
that.
is 100% of the land?
Everything.
No, that's not it.
what do you
Like,
mean?
if
all
you-
of Southern Cal, maybe?
on your weather app, when it says like 50% chance of rain.
Yes.
in your area?
In your
Yeah,
area.
but where does that area end? Where it would be like 100%?
Oh,
The
The
county.
city.
the county. Whatever.
Like the county line?
Okay, Richie looked up.
They measure clouds.
If the chance of rain is less than 50%, there's a greater likelihood of it staying dry than not.
What does that even
For
mean?
example, a 20% chance of rain means there's an 80% chance of dry weather.
Bruh, nobody cares.
On the other hand,
Like, bitch, should I wear a jacket or not?
anyways, well,
Sorry, I digress.
it rained and I had to set up 3 times. Thanks for Richie for helping me move all my shit. We also performed. It was pretty fun. But I will say, okay, so my mom kind of hosted this event at a church, and she really hyped it up to me that it was a community event. It wasn't super like churchy, right? That they were like trying to get the community to come and just support local artists. And I'm like, oh, so wholesome. Love that. I felt so bad. I invited Richie. I invited Lorena. We all performed. Bro, the first person who goes up, first of all, it's in front of the church. The steeple, the bell, the church bell is ringing every hour on the hour.
I love that.
So loud. And then the
That's
first
me.
person that goes up, 30 minutes is playing hymns. And I was like, okay.
What did you expect though? It's like a
Well,
church
they said
event.
no, it wasn't a church. They said it was a community event, and then because
Yeah,
I was
because
singing,
last year wasn't that churchy.
yeah, because I was like, I'm literally singing Adele up here.
Also, I was there last year. I performed. Was not invited back this year.
Yeah,
It says a lot.
I know.
yeah. So it was weird, and I felt bad because like I invited everybody, and I told them I was like, guys, it's not gonna be that churchy. Like, don't even worry about it.
Okay, but I kind of fuck with hymns.
Not it. No.
Really? There's
I like
some-
hymns a
There's
lot.
some that I really like.
You know which was the good one? The ones that you would sing in church all the time. That was like, you know, Amanda Faz would sing it.
that wasn't a
Selah?
hymn. That was Selah.
That was a hymn.
No.
That's not
I
a
don't think
hymn.
it's a
It
hymn.
sounds like a hymn.
I don't think it's a hymn. Why don't you give us a taste?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Do you remember it?
You are.
Okay.
I thought it was Foz and I song.
I don't think that's a hymn.
It's
Really?
Not Richie pulling up
Ready,
the
ready?
lyrics.
You had the harmony. You had the harmony. Ready? not Foz. Literally, like
She said,
she pulled away from the mic.
Wonderful, merciful Savior.
It's so good.
That's all I got.
Okay, wait.
Precious Redeemer and friend.
This is the chorus.
We're-
I'm gonna change the key because that was too high.
what's the chorus?
You gotta scroll down.
Someone take the melody.
I'll do it. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the kingdom and grace. Our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for.
Yo, we still got it.
We still got
Not
it.
as
Richie, just sprinkle some.
Auto-tune in there.
Someone's
Yeah.
like, close enough. Start a church.
Okay. So yeah, that was a vibe, and which is fine.
People listening are like, what the
What the fuck? That's the thing. That's
That's
it
literally
was
what I felt.
fine, except for the fact that they promoted it as a community event.
But did the
And-
community come?
No, but I'm just thinking. But I invited people, and like my friends, I was like, guys, don't even worry. And then they come up and they're pulling this shit out of their ass. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm just thinking. I'm like, imagine I would have invited somebody not part of this. They would have been so scared, so scared. They pull out their part harmony about who knows what the fuck, you know? Like, I just felt like I'm like, and I feel like I haven't been in like a church in so long. And I was definitely triggered. Richie was telling me he was triggered. Everyone was a little bit like, oh, we're really like taken back here. Like they were doing praise and worship and greet your
was
neighbor.
it just that one guy who went up there and did hymns?
No, it was, well, everybody else who performed was me and my friends.
Okay.
And then, so it was the first person and the last person. They were both very churchy and like.
So you kind of felt like, oops, like what do we?
Yeah, I was like, oops, I didn't know. So I felt like I was like tricked.
She put your pride flag away.
Yeah, I said
She packs it up neatly.
I like take out my septum piercing.
down.
No, that's why I just felt like I was like tricked and manipulated a little bit because I'm like, why would you say it's not a church event if it is? Like, just let me know what I'm walking into.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I wouldn't have sang Miley Cyrus, you know? Like, I don't-
What song?
I thought it was adult.
I had a 30-minute set, baby girl. I did have
Miley, Madonna, Adele.
fun. Lady Gaga. No, I did have fun. I would not do that again. It was definitely like, it was definitely a little, I'm like, oh.
Hoodwinked and bamboozled.
Hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. Yeah, it was definitely like, oh, I'm back, but like I'm not the same, and I don't fit in this
Wait,
anymore. Kind of vibe.
speaking of somebody who's back and not the same, Amanda Faz. Let's talk about where you've been.
I'm here to
and
share.
why you're no longer.
Well, I think
like the reason why Amanda Faz is here.
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting because Mandy, that you say that like being back at church and all that. Like today we wanted to like talk about religious trauma, like part 2, right?
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago we talked about
Surprise!
religious trauma.
Surprise, we're more traumatized.
And honestly, even like a bunch of the DMs that we got, or just like the comments and stuff like that, it resonated with a lot of people. Which
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that I personally was kind of like, why are we talking about this? Like nobody cares. But I guess I was like wrong. People do care.
Yeah, I think a lot of our audience too is also people who are still in the church or ex-church members.
Yeah. We're still figuring it out.
We're still figuring it out. Yeah.
So the reason why we wanted to bring Amanda Faz today was obviously just to have you on the podcast. Like, we love you so much. I would say, at least on my end, all of my humor that I ever get, it like comes directly
That's
from
true.
Faz.
It's honestly
It's
so
true.
true.
100% of like my humor.
She's the blueprint.
She
She's
is the blueprint.
Behind every successful man.
Is an Amanda Faz.
Is Amanda Faz.
Period.
Dead ass. I 100% like think that. But to that, because we've known each other so long, we've grown up with each other, all of us, and we've gone to the same church and we've gone through different things. And you are actually someone who went through, I think, a little more.
Yeah.
And for a little while, you actually like, and I don't want to
You were
speak for
gone.
you, but
Yeah, you were
you
gone.
like bought into it. Like
Yeah.
you.
Which I think
I
we
did
could all
have
say.
my reconversion experience.
Yeah. and-
Let's give Amanda Faz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what
but
is-
I just want to preface like for everybody why you're here and just
Yeah.
how you've like you're having a very interesting story.
Yeah,
And
so tell
then
us a little about
I
that.
think too, Mandy, because like what you were saying about how like you hadn't been in church for a long time, you went back and it felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have felt that exact same way, and I think it's good you guys talk about this because, speaking for myself, I feel like there's a lot of people that don't understand the way I feel and think, just because a lot of people that I know didn't necessarily grow up in the church, and you guys are some of the few that actually understand what it's like and like how we think and stuff. So I think it's good that we're talking about this. But yes, okay, so I do want to say just before, because I'm open to sharing my experience, but I definitely do want to say that although my life doesn't necessarily reflect it, I do believe in God and I do believe in the Bible, and I think deep down I know that like it's true, and at the end of the day, you know, good triumphs over evil in the second coming. So
She said, get your big Franks out, get your
so I just want to say that because, you know, it's like, yes, I'm not in the church. I don't say I'm Seventh Adventist just because I don't want to like give it a bad rap or anything, because they'll be like, girl, you are, like, what do you mean?
clinks the White Claw.
I know, literally, you're like tatted up, like no, but
She says tatted up.
She has
It's the
one
tiniest tattoos I've ever seen. take me off the roster.
Those hoops, though.
I know the big ass
Got
hoops.
the hoops,
bigger
got, like, the red
bigger
hair. Period.
Yeah.
No, I know it.
Yeah, and like we all came from obviously like similar place. We grew up in the same church, and I think we're all on different journeys with like how we feel about the church, how we feel about religion. Yeah, so it's good that you kind of preface like where you're at now.
Yeah.
So tell us, what was the program you were a part of?
So, yes. So obviously I grew up in the church, and I went to, I can say the school, right?
Yeah.
Orangewood
If you want
Academy.
to.
Yes, I went there all 12 years. So it was a private school, Christian private school, and not just like any Christian. It was our faith. So it was Seventh Adventist private school. But although I grew up in it and like, went to school and stuff like that, I didn't necessarily have like a personal relationship with Jesus. It was just something like I was involved in, and that was my environment. But as far as like a personal relationship with Jesus, that didn't come later on till I was like very early 20s. And during that time, it was kind of like the pandemic time. So I got like really into the Bible and like reading it for the first time for myself, which I'd never done before.
You read it cover to cover?
No, I never got through the whole thing, but definitely the full Old Testament and like most of the New.
Oh,
still
nice.
Yeah.
I can't
And
say
it was
I've
like
done that.
big
the King James version. So it was just
So you weren't even fucking with like
She
the
said-
NKJV.
Let me see what King James had to say.
yeah. So it was like but so yeah, during that time I was like, wow, it was just all really new to me, although I'd literally grown up in it all the time. I'd never studied it for myself. So I had gone through like this whole like conversion experience. And it was at that time that my aunt, because I have family in Virginia that I would say are very conservative Adventists. And
I think we'd all say that. Like
And
when you think conservative Christians,
they
like
are
Yeah.
like conservative. Like it's actually very,
like
it's-
village folk. Like,
yes.
They're
Yes.
no, Amish. Autistic. Hey, I caught myself.
Anyway, so
so-
your family super like conservative.
Yes, and as far as I remember, it's always been difficult to get along with them, have a relationship with them. Not only because they're super conservative, but also
But can
just,
you explain like what do you mean by conservative?
so Helenistas.
What is that? Edenista?
Oh, yeah.
Helenistas. They're just like very, I don't even know, like very conservative. I mean, they grind their wheat.
Wow.
They
So I wasn't
grow
aware.
the garden. They wear the long skirts.
Yeah. No ankles.
No
collarbones.
TV. Like
No
just
TV?
very no,
Wow.
just
No cell
like,
signal where they are at.
I mean, that's probably just because they can't help it, not necessarily because like.
Oh wow.
That's Virginia.
But they're not like Verizon babes. They're like Mint Mobile.
What are you saying?
They're Metro PCS.
They're Sprint.
Oh no.
But just they. I mean, just yeah. They're
Yeah,
very
so-
Off grid.
Very,
off the grid, very traditional.
Oh yeah. So, exactly. They can, they juice, just the whole thing, Like, if you're Adventist, you know. So, yeah. So okay. So I have an aunt, and she had gone to this school. Do I say the name of the school? I don't even know.
Say it.
You can say it. We could just
always
bleep
bleep
it.
it out.
just
if
bleep
you
it.
want.
Okay, yeah. So she had gone to and around this time I had been talking to them more, like my family over there, because before that, it's like I don't really speak with them, So when I was going through my whole conversion experience, I talked more with them, and she was the one that like brought up the idea of me going to that school. And I will say though, looking back, I don't think if I had known as much about it as I did, I don't think I would have gone. But from what she told me,
I hope not.
from what
Wasn't it Foz who always said the if I would have known?
If I would have known, I would have known.
I would have known.
You do say, if I would have known, I would have known.
I would have known how to pay for everybody's boba. I would have known. That's a little
No,
inside
because
joke.
in my head, I don't know. I was just thinking I was going to like this school and it was going to be so great and all of this. And it was like everything but.
Oh no.
What was it, like a Bible college? Like what?
Yeah.
What did they?
Like, what were you
teach
studying?
Here's the thing. It's a missionary college. So like people go
Nice.
there to become missionaries. You're training. It's a missionary training school. So majority of the students there actually are boys or men because they like their thing is pastoral major. Like that's their thing there.
It's so hot.
And so so there's like very few girls, and most of the girls, and this is what I was, they're studying like medical missionary. So you're working in like lifestyle centers. There's a ton of international students because you come and there's this thing called okay, I don't remember the name of it right now, but basically it's like you come to this school, they pay for your schooling, and in exchange you go back to your country and like be a missionary for 5 years. So a lot of international students would come. And probably that's like part of the reason why I think it might have been such a mess, just because there's so much like culture clashing going on and like miscommunication, misunderstanding, and it's like maybe a lot of that could have been avoided. But yeah, so
and also this school, you know, just to put it out there, is unaccredited. Like this is not an accredited school.
Yes, it's unaccredited.
Like your major was like midwife.
For like the first semester, and then
major was like farming.
Then I said, no, yeah. Oh, and I remember telling Miguel, because it's like, he's like, well, what do you do over there? And I'm like, well, we farm. And then like, we have to like, basically the food we grow, it's like the food we eat. And like the students are the ones that pretty much that school's not going to be run if it wasn't for like the students. Because you've got students in the CAF, you've got students in the main office, you've got students in the lifestyle center, and like everyone has a job. And like, that's how your day was. It was like class in the morning, and then you had your workstation in the afternoon.
Wow.
And
But
so,
you were paying for this.
Yeah. How much? Can we ask how much the program was?
you know what? I don't know, because I had my aunt was my sponsor, so she was the one
Paying for it.
paying for it. Yeah,
I'm sure
it's very inexpensive compared to other schools, obviously.
I would hope.
But the food that you would grow, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you told me, you said that you guys grow the food not only for yourselves, but you would grow the food and then like stores in the nearby cities would.
We'd like sell it. Yeah, so I think
But you would see none of that money.
right. So I think you like made a comment about like child labor or something like that,
Yeah,
or
like
something
free labor,
like,
basically.
Yeah.
Actually
No,
paying for your labor.
Yeah.
pretty much, honestly.
I remember Miguel was telling me, I was like, Miguel, I think we need to go pick her up.
And to me, it's like, this is a school that you're paying to go. And like, we'll keep talking about it, but what dumbfounds me, is that you're paying for this institution that's completely run by you, right? So you guys
Essentially.
have your teachers, but people who are in the office, people who are in the cafeteria,
you
like,
guys.
or
Like,
you
it's
guys.
no,
And you're
honestly.
paying.
And
yeah,
you're
because
paying
it's
for it.
very understaffed. So
I mean, I can imagine why.
and then the actual teachers, like the employees, they have stipends.
Yes,
So it's
Stipend.
okay, yeah. So it's very little pay.
Wow.
And the students are the ones basically,
Just because they're all
like, keeping
heart
the
of
place
mission.
alive.
It's like the heart of the mission. is
and
to-
that's the
yeah.
whole thing is like that they're pushing. It's like you can't really complain about like the work because you're a missionary. So it's like that's what you're there to do. It's like
You're
to
there to
serve, to
do-
work,
to serve
and like
the grocery
don't get
stores.
caught complaining because
You won't eat that
sinner.
No way.
Like, don't get caught complaining because you don't have the heart of Christ because he was a missionary.
Did you get in
Wow.
trouble a lot while you were there?
I got in trouble a lot. And like, I think this is where, because I hate getting in trouble. And
Yeah.
I never thought of myself as that girl that
the
is just.
troublemaker.
Yeah, like, what? No, I'm not the rebel. Like, I honestly never thought of myself that way. But yeah, coming into this environment, it was very different from like the Adventism that I had known about growing up. And it was very, like, very strict. There was so many rules. And it's like you were always being watched. You were always being told what to do. And like everything was essentially like forced on you. Like, okay, and here's the thing. It's like you try to talk to the teachers about it, but they're like, well, you chose to come here. So like they're
They pull out a
enough.
joint, like, says you chose to come here.
No, I remember like, because the thing is the skirts situation. This was always like the biggest situation. It's like we'd tell them like, you know what, like it's actually like a hazard when I'm at the farm and like I'm in a long skirt because like it could get caught in like
When I'm plowing,
no,
and
I'm
my-
gonna get caught in the tractor.
the amount of times I had tripped on like the stairs because you know I'm rushing a
God.
class. It's
Aw.
honestly a safety issue. So we'd be like, okay, for practical like activities. So it's like if we have PE class or if we have farming class.
You
You
ever
had to wear
farm in
PE?
those skirts? I mean, you would do PE in those skirts?
We'd have to be covered, like,
Oh my God.
honestly. So we would, me and my friend, we came up with like, okay, we need to talk to someone about this because this just isn't okay. They'd be like, well, that's the handbook. And it was always just that. It was always like the handbook. And it's like, okay, but why? It's like, okay, this is a Jesus school. And it's like, well, what is he?
He wants you to trip in the field?
Yeah, like, no, this is not it. And it's like, they wouldn't ever give us an explanation for like the rules. And it was just,
Which could also be synonymous, like, always going back to the book. You could say that about like Christianity in general. It's like, oh, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying anything. It's the Bible that says that. It's very interesting.
You like using it as a
So
weapon,
it was
I
really
guess.
frustrating. And then too, it's like they just had so many rules about, first of all, leaving campus. Like you had to like sign a paper, you'd have to check in with your dean. And like the thing is like the school's very small. So of course it's easy for them to like know where you're at and track where
How
you're
many
at.
students were you guys?
I think it was like only a total of it. I don't even like 70 maybe.
So easy to
And
Oh,
that's a
that's
lot.
a- that's a
And
lot,
that's a
yeah.
lot.
I was-
No,
I
it's
was thinking like
probably
17 of you guys.
It's probably less because a lot of like the staff kids, like they'd be like part of the school, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but we didn't really consider them part of the school because it's like,
Their parents go there, yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys have like
School dances.
yeah, like did you guys have
like a
like
banquet or something?
like did you rush?
forbidden? Like,
Forbidden.
no.
What's
Yeah.
forbidden?
So
Celebrations.
Fun.
Happiness.
so like any sort of like friendship between like male and female students, it was like
And there was like only like 5 of you girls.
literally.
Wait, what do you mean?
So the men were just like on the prowl, but they were really hiding it because it's like there was no other way.
Damn.
Wait, so what would happen like if you were friends with a dude?
So you'd become
Shot on site. You will meet your Lord today.
Now.
They take them out back, and we never
Oh
see them again.
no.
No, so you'd become like sort of the spectacle because it's like as soon as you start noticing like a guy and a girl hanging out together, it's like, ooh, they're gonna get in trouble or like they're gonna get talked to. And it's so unfortunate, but you literally like your deans would always be the first ones to come up and like say something. And with my experience, because I did have like a relationship that wasn't allowed.
Wow.
And I want to say too, it's like I think that was also part of the reason why my experience was so sour there.
Well, yeah, you're like a full-grown woman.
Woman
and they're telling
can't have
you,
a-
like you can't have a relationship with somebody.
Yeah,
But when you start there, like you went there for a good 4 years.
it was like
It
it
was
was
2 years.
It
Oh,
was
2 years?
almost 3. It would have been like
almost 3.
yeah,
Wow.
it was almost
But
3.
how far into your experience did
you
you
like,
realize like, oh
this is
fuck,
not it?
this is not because you.
I
you
feel like
kept
pretty
going-
soon. I remember like a long time ago you called me. It'd been years since we talked to each other, and
Yeah.
you were barely like a year in, and you were like, "I don't think I should do this anymore. What do you think?" And I was
But
like,
that's what I'm saying. She went back
and then
2
you
more
kept
years.
going. Yeah.
She
so-
said, well, I got this.
I swear, like every single semester, I'd be calling my mom like, "Book the flight. I'm out of here."
Yeah, what did your
can't."
mom think?
Honestly, she was very like, "Okay, it's up to you. Like life's too." But at the end, when I was like really done, she was like, "You know what? Yeah, just come back home. Like life's too short. If you're literally miserable over there, like it's not worth it. Just come back." But yeah, it was just, and a lot of it, I think too, it's like the memories are just blocked from all like
Yeah,
the
no, that makes sense.
the trauma. So I don't know exactly what to elaborate on, but I think what I learned is that church, it's honestly like social media. Like it's very fake. At least that's how it was over there. Where like, okay, yeah, I'm wearing the long skirt, I've got my turtleneck on, but in my heart, like I'm not, following
Yeah.
what they're teaching over here,
Yeah.
And so I definitely struggled with that because I felt like I was like Hannah Montana, like living a double life. Like outside I'd be this person, and then like back in my dorm, actually I
She's
couldn't.
rolling that skirt
No,
up.
actually
You
I
couldn't even
couldn't
be yourself
even.
in your dorm.
No,
dorm,
because
yeah.
it's like you
Let's talk
got
about
the
What happened?
you got the roommates. Yeah.
Who was your roommate?
So I had a couple, and for the most part, I got along with everyone. But there was one, and she was like, towards the year that I did leave. The thing is like the girls there, they get up and first thing it's like devotions, and like good for them. But I just didn't. That wasn't my like morning routine.
She's like, I'm
So-
trying to brush my teeth.
No, honestly, I'm trying to like get out the
She
door,
takes a hit of a pipe.
Stop.
She's on the bong.
take a little
Oh,
swig.
bong, yeah, I'm sorry. Not a pipe, sorry.
No, so you just feel like bad because it's like they know that you're different, and it's like and like I feel like the judgment, it's almost like passive aggressive, where it's like, we're just gonna pray for you, sister. You know what I mean? It's like, yikes. Like, I do need it though.
No, because whenever you would come back, I'd always be like, okay, she's been experiencing some crazy stuff. She's gonna be different. But one thing I appreciated, you're just you. You've always been real. You said this is me.
And I think,
like, did you ever have a snitch, or like, what do you mean you couldn't be yourself in the dorm? Like, or it was just like the environment,
or you just didn't feel comfortable.
I think all of the above. Honestly, all of the above.
Can you share any like snitch experiences?
Okay, I have one. And Miguel knows this one. But so there was a photo of me and my friends uploaded to Instagram. And that was one of the things at school. It's like your social media also had to reflect like your lifestyle. So like even your social media was controlled, which is like,
that's crazy.
I know. It's like you couldn't post certain things because everything is like a reflection of the school. So, okay, they wanted us to be mindful of that. And I had my account like always private, so I'd still post whatever. But yeah, so one of my friends, we were all, well, it was 4 of us, and they were my best friends there at the school. And we all kind of just bonded because we were kind of struggling with like the same thing. And we felt different from the other girls and stuff. And so we're in the room, and my friend, she like cut up some like pieces of cloth, and she made like little dresses. So we took photos in these little dresses, and like one of them was like, actually all of them, I think they were like 2-piece. So it was like the tube top and like the skirt, and like we're feeling cute. Like we had so much fun. We're just girls like in the room, and we're taking pictures. And so one of my friends, she uploaded the picture, and she had asked us, she's like, hey, do you guys mind if I post this? And I was like, heck no, like that's super cute. Go ahead, post it, upload it. So then she gets a DM from one of the girls on campus that was a staff, but she was like our age. But she DMs my friend. She's like, hey, like, just so you know, you should take this down. Like, you guys are going to get in trouble.
That's insane.
And my friend was like, I'm not going to take it down. Like, it's my Instagram. Like, I can post what I want, you know? Well, I don't even think
she was shot on.
He's like, I never saw her again, actually. So, period.
No, the next day we all get called into the office, and like the office
Did she snitch?
You know what? We don't know. We don't know.
She had to. She DM'd you saying like you should take this down because she was jealous and she wasn't in the picture.
No, you know what?
A 2-piece
She
too.
couldn't pull off the tube top.
No, and you know what? That's one of the things to this day that bothers me so much because I have a feeling of who it might have been, but it was never confirmed, and we don't know.
Should we call him right now?
Honestly,
Live on the pod.
No, I don't have this person's number anymore. But so, okay, so we all get called in, right? And then so the like human resources lady was involved.
Human resources.
The student affairs guy, he was involved, and then our dean.
They're all students.
And oh my gosh, my dean. No, they weren't.
Like you just had like birth giving class 2 hours before.
No,
midwifery.
So we all get called in.
101.
We get called in one by one, actually, and as soon as I enter the door, there's a lady on the side, and she's taking notes, like those people in court that like type down everything that's being said. Yeah. So
in my head, have you guys ever seen the movie The Village? I'm like thinking like these olden time, like she's just there like typing it out.
Stenographer.
So she starts telling me, okay, yeah. So there was someone literally doing that.
Oh my god.
A stenographer.
Shorthand and everything.
Yeah. So it like that made it double intimidating because it's like really like, okay, we can't just like talk about it. Like I don't know.
Like God forbid you release like a curse word.
No, honestly.
She
So
has to put in the minutes.
So I remember like her kind of opening up the talk with like, are you aware of like this photo that was uploaded? And I said, yes, I'm aware. Like I consented. And she was like, well, how would you feel if like you were trying to get a job and your interviewer saw this photo of you? And in my head, I'm like,
I don't give a fuck.
I'm like, everything's covered. Like, it's like if I was wearing like a little beach outfit, like I don't see the wrong in it. So I had told her that. I was like, I don't think I'd think much of it, And then she just continues with like, well, the spirit of rebellion is, and then I think she said a verse to me actually that like it's still stuck in my head because like I said, I'd never like seen myself as someone who like disobeys the law, you know?
Yeah.
And like I felt really guilty about like, oh man, like do I have the spirit of rebellion in me? Like, oh my gosh.
What was
like,
the verse? Do you remember?
I don't remember. But it
Honestly,
was
good.
No.
Get that out.
It's somewhere in there. It's in the book.
It's the good book.
So no, but it was honestly just it was because I didn't like being in that situation where she's like talking to me about this photo.
Yeah, maybe you feel
And
bad
then-
for something that you did.
Exactly. And also this is where I think also the difference in culture comes to play, because she was from somewhere where like you have to be covered up like as a
Yeah.
woman because of it's dangerous and stuff like
yeah.
that. But that's not necessarily like where I come from or something.
You're like, but that's not my problem, sis.
honestly. So
You're like, I'm not going over there.
okay, well, to make a long story short, we all got what's the word?
Shot.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, no, this is serious.
Sorry. It's
A
like,
demerit.
No, what's the word when you're
A red
on-
sticker.
Not,
Reprimanded.
not probation, but
no way.
well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the word. Probation.
You got lashes. What is it
So
called?
we were
Lashes?
20
all
lashes.
we were all on probation because of this photo, and we were told that we had committed child exploitation because
What the fuck?
one of the girls in the photo, she was 17. So
She was just wearing a dress.
she was literally in a crop top and a skirt.
That's
Oh my
insane.
her stomach was maybe showing like not even that much. Like her
That's
belly button for
insane.
sure.
Do you still
but
have this picture?
yeah, I do.
Can we use that as like the cover up
But like for the viewers,
Can we
for this episode?
I'm so
we
down.
just blur out the eye, put the black box on the eyes, uncovering
No, please.
Heartland.
Yeah, use
Oh,
this.
that's
So
crazy.
okay, so then
That's so awful that they would accuse you of that or like say
Yeah.
that that's what you did.
Very,
demonize
demonizing.
normal things that you're doing.
so okay, it gets kind of worse because like I'm telling you, this photo is like such a triggering like experience for all of us because we were on probation and we the thing was is like we
what
weren't
happened in
trying
your
to.
probation?
You know what? If you're not MTF, that's what the program is called. If you're not an international student, like for me, it didn't really affect me because one of the things is like you get your car taken away and then
Oh my god.
you get like
Your personal car that you own.
well, yeah, because your privileges for like leaving campus get taken away, so you can't have like your car.
Wow.
But
That's
I'd never
insane.
had a car, so I wasn't necessarily affected. And
so
then
crazy.
because like I said, the school like pays for your tuition if you're an MTF, and then, but so if you're an MTF and you get on probation, they stop paying for you. So like you'd have to come up with the cash to like cover your classes.
Jeez.
But since I wasn't an international student, again, I didn't really struggle with that. But so only one of my friends, like she really struggled with it for like a while. And then there's curfew. Like you have to be, but there's curfew already. Like lights
That's
out. You have to be in your dorm every single night by 9 p.m.
9
But when you're on probation, it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Which to
And
be
you're like
honest,
21 years old.
honestly, I'll get 22. Yeah.
Wow.
Grown woman
7
over here.
p.m.
And
Not
then-
even like a
and then can
9-year-old.
you talk a little bit about like
22
you
years old,
talked
she should've been
about,
at the club.
mingling with boys and girls,
Right.
But
No, you can't. You can't cross over to like the men's dorm side.
Right.
Unless
Well,
you're like with the staff.
If you're comfortable, you did mention you ended up having a relationship there.
Yeah.
How did you manage
How did you
that?
not like, get expelled or something?
I know. And that's actually the question that I still ask myself. And I'm sure many other students ask that themselves too, because so I guess what happened is that like Heartland was in a changing period and they were trying not to be so like on you, and they were trying to be a little more lenient because obviously like
Nobody wanted to go.
they were
relationships
trying to be cool.
relationships happen, and it's like you can't like stop humans from like having attraction towards one another. Like that's just part of being human.
Yeah.
So they were trying to be like more open about it, but the thing was like there was still a lot of rules and regulations. Like you had to have a certain GPA. There was qualifications.
What?
Yeah, there
I
was
would've
Are you
never
smart
been able
enough
to
to
be in a
deserve love?
literally no. You had to have certain qualifications. You had to
Only
be like
smarties
you had to
get
be
dick.
like in your third
What,
year.
what did your GPA have to be
I
to be
don't
in a
remember.
relationship?
Like 3.0 or something.
So
what
like,
did you
how
ha-
many babies did you have to birth to get that?
or like
the
what do you
midwifery.
think like the GPA had to be for like a situationship?
The situation. No, like it was.
How many corns do you have to pluck for that?
Please, I would like to upgrade. Upgrade.
Wait. Okay. Not. He's
Sorry,
pulling up,
Richie's pulling up.
He's pulling up the
deets.
handbook.
Do you know her? The girl that's
I
right there?
don't. I
That
don't.
is so funny. That it's
But-
it's like you love somebody and they're like, I'm sorry, you only have a 2.6, so you can only be in a situationship.
You can only hold hands this week.
I do know him.
until you get that up.
Yeah.
Until
But
you get an A.
did you guys like you guys get into this
We
relationship?
got in trouble a lot.
Really?
A lot.
What, for
yeah.
what?
For what?
So we couldn't.
And be descriptive.
Okay. No, just kidding. So like at the time, so we were in the same class, right? So
Right.
and we were the same major. So we had
which class and which major?
so
The
we
health-
were health majors. So we had every single like AMP. We had like literally anything. Like
Bro, that's crazy. You literally had to take AMP and you didn't get any credits for that.
That's
No,
crazy.
and it was hard. Like
Yeah,
that
AMP,
class is hard.
people in college would literally like cry.
No,
about
and
that
it was
class.
AMP 1 and 2, and like these teachers, they
Is
were
that anatomy and physiology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really hard. So anyway, we had every single class together, and we couldn't sit next to each other.
Because they knew.
We couldn't hang out unless we were like in group.
Wow.
And like if we were walking, like obviously like to class or something, like it couldn't just be us two walking. Like I said, it had to be like in group. So that also just like it made it really hard because it's like I'm an overthinker and I get very paranoid, and in my heart I don't like I said, I'm not like someone that's trying to do wrong.
Yeah.
But like I would just be so like in my head about, okay, this looks wrong, so I'm like messing up, and like so it was oh, I know him too.
It's almost like everything that you do is gonna be wrong.
It's gonna
Yes.
be-
Like,
Yes.
you can't
And
be
not
a good
just like
person.
And
lawfully
like the thing
wrong,
was is like
morally.
we had talked about it too. We're like, okay, we need to like keep distance, you know, like we can't be doing this, whatever. But it's so freaking hard to keep distance because there's like 10 of us in the same class and like 5 of us in the health major area. So it's like, how do I freaking avoid this person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just really difficult. And like as hard as we tried to like not have something, it's like it was just kind of like we would just it was difficult basically. So it was always like the attraction was always there, and
Yeah.
so
Which isn't wrong.
the relationship just would continue even though we'd try like, okay, no, or whatever. And then it's just when you're with someone all the time and it's like you like that person but like you're not supposed to be allowed. It's just
And you guys are going through a honestly traumatic event together, which can be like
Yeah,
you
maybe,
need
like,
somebody who
trauma bonded.
understands what's going
so
on.
yeah, we were definitely trauma bonded. Yeah, like even though it was pretty toxic, like at least we had that going for us. Like
Did you guys ever have like a cute moment? Like I was like after lights out, like at 9, the sun's still
Yeah,
up,
like just like sneak out or something.
and then you like meet me in the cornfield.
that would happen.
She said, yeah.
So it would happen a lot like in our workstation area.
Oh, you guys work together.
Yes, we worked in the kitchen, and so it's like the morning shift at like
what was
6
the icing on
a.m.
the cinnamon roll?
People were coming back for seconds. No, so yeah, the thing was like eventually staff would catch on, and so they removed us from like the same workstations.
That's so mean.
Even in like the lifestyle center, like we couldn't work the same shifts. So everything was just so controlled, and like, yeah, it sucked. It really did suck. And like, well, I don't really know.
I was like, do you feel like I feel like that would be so anxiety inducing, like
No, honestly,
always feeling like you're gonna
honestly.
get caught, always feeling like you're doing something wrong.
it was horrible. I didn't have peace. So it's like
Yeah.
I just had to. A lot of times it was like, okay, this has to stop. This has to end. So it was a freaking roller coaster because
Yeah.
it was a lot of that. It was like, okay, I'm tired of like not feeling at peace. Like I just want to do my thing and like do school. But then it was like hard because he was always there, and it's like,
And also like you need companionship. Like
honestly.
also you guys are like far away, like you don't have your families, you don't have your friends, everything is just
So
whatever you
yeah,
have
so
there.
it
there was a time when you told me that you came here and you wanted him to come visit LA. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I understood was that he couldn't because the school knew that you lived here.
yeah.
And
So
he
they
couldn't be
so
coming
And
here
he
for no
couldn't
reason.
go to California, period.
on his like vacation, yeah, they would not allow him to
like summer break or something.
It was even controlled, like even that, like where he could go was
insane.
even
Like, oh,
Yeah.
we know Faz is from LA, so therefore
like he
can't
cannot be
go
going.
to LA.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go to Maine,
And actually, like that's how it was until our 3rd year, where we like were under the criteria, and like they finally let him come.
The criteria of like
Of, like,
you're allowed to
3.0
date.
GPA.
Right. Yeah, and like us being in our 3rd year, because that was
Oh
one
my
of the things.
God. That
Yeah.
is so sad.
Yeah. No, I definitely like I didn't have like the same intensity of the experience you had, but like one of the things you were talking about is like feeling like I don't know, like you'd never thought you were like a rebellious person, but then when
Yeah.
you're getting in trouble for these things that you didn't even think were like problems. Like I remember in high school, like I would always get called into the office for my skirt, and I was like, this is dumb or whatever. And I remember the principal literally telling me like, this isn't an issue about your skirt, this is an issue about your heart. And I was like,
There you go.
and so it's like a lot of the like them taking some sort of behavioral issue and rather it just being like, oh, the behavior is like something's wrong with you.
Yes.
Like something's
So
morally wrong with you.
That
for
was a
acting
big
this way.
thing. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's just you're constantly feeling bad, guilty, you're feeling not good enough, like you're not meeting the standard. And can I just say real quick, as he's looking through the handbook, this is an updated version. So there's been a lot of changes because before it was a lot more strict.
Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in. This has been part 1 of our conversation with Amanda Faz on religious trauma. Next week, we'll pick this conversation up again. The Lord Far Squad Pod is hosted by Amanda Harrison, Miguel Antonio, and Barbie Chavez. Listen wherever podcasts are available. Our producer is Richard Cunningham. Our theme song is produced by Lorena Latorre. Our artwork is by Joshua Strada. Follow the Lord Far Squad Podcast on Instagram at Lord Far Squad Pod. Feel free to send us your questions to the Lord Far Squad Podcast at gmail.com.